It's been a month. We recorded prior to though, and technical difficulties. Lost a good one, man. So we're gonna try to recreate all that stuff because we're gonna keep it moving, keep it going. So we're just gonna catch up too because I haven't spoken to, or we haven't seen each other though.
Maybe at least
in about 3 weeks.
At least.
Yeah, and.
I see him all the time, but you've been on the road.
Yeah, I went to I took out to Sacramento. I had to go do some gigs out in Sacramento, and then I had to meet family and did a bridal shower for the wife because we were gonna do a just a reception thing, and we ended up we're like, you know what, it's a lot of work. Yeah, and I looked at him. Yeah, it's and I was just I go
it's for a wedding
for our wedding.
I tell everybody go to the courthouse. Go to the courthouse, spend that $7,500,
best,
and take your ass on a trip. And the people that really love you will join you for the trip.
Yeah, it was great.
And use that money and put it in XRP.
Yeah,
or buy you a goddamn house.
Fuck yeah. Did you buy, I was trying to buy the dip.
Buy when it hit 161. I'm pissed.
I know. I was right there, and I go, shit. I'm gonna wait because I feel it. Because I was watching some other dude do the graphs, and he was like, it has a potential to get to 150 to 140 right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me back off.
Yep.
And then I was like, man, because if I buy again, that wouldn't raise my price point because my price point right now is about 118. So if I bought back in, I'd have been like, okay, it would have just been either just a little more, but not too much.
Yeah, I was mad that I missed that, but I'm still hoping to get it at around $150 or so. I
think
got a lot of it though.
Yeah.
So
I think so. I think it's gonna hit because, well, the tariffs are 90-day push away again.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what he's been fucking with. I like he's been turning on, but I think
as long as we keep fucking with China, I think that it's gonna dip a little bit because we're so reliant upon China for so many different things, and they have such a stronghold on a lot of different economical things that I think it'll dip a little bit. I hope so. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to buy the dip though, for real.
Yeah, so, fuck yeah. All in on the
that's my retirement
XRP
plan.
army. Yeah, same here.
Everybody's here. Shit.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out what other crypto too that I was trying to get into because there's XLM as well that I was going to try to get into.
HBAR,
yeah. And I had not Cardano, VeChain, because their thing was like, because I'm always trying to find out like, oh, what is its use? Because I was like, people are like, oh, crypto is just a big scam, and it's like, well, if you find out what the use is for, and then the contracts they connect, then you're not playing dumb, you're playing smart. And VeChain had this whole data thing where they were like in the ocean. It was like trying to figure out like how much waste is in the ocean or whatnot. And so they're using that like data and all that shit. So it's really low right now. Hopefully it gets back up. But VeChain, and then there's one more.
Solana.
That's one. Yeah, those three. Yeah. I want to get into that.
I've only got one Solana, but I focus XRP, HBAR, and XLM.
Dude,
I just roll it all into those three.
Did I ever tell you about? I have 2 Bitcoins.
No way, that's awesome.
I have 2 Bitcoins, but I don't have 2 Bitcoins. I lost them.
In a cold storage or something?
Dude, they're in a wallet online somewhere. Someone told me someone already probably mined them out, but I bought them back in 2016. So what happened was Bovada was remember that website?
Yeah.
You can gamble on it, and so and you could gamble on anything. So Trump this was his first go around, and there was a bet on there. It was like I think it was like 10-1 odds or something like that. And then there was another bet, will they announce a presidency? Yeah, was it 5 p.m. Eastern time or 8 p.m. Eastern time? That's right, because it would have been 5 p.m. Pacific. Mm-hmm. And I was like, they never introduce annoying. I was like, yo, I'm taking this bet. So I won it was about $2,000, and they go, okay, so we'll send you a check, and it can get to you to 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
because it was out like they were like, we have to send you. They were from Thailand company or whatever the fuck. Or you can set up a wallet and a digital wallet, and we can give Bitcoin right now. And I was like, fuck it, I'll try a Bitcoin. Why not?
Correct.
So I got 2. Cause at the time, I think it was October 2016, so it had to been about like $800 a coin. So I only got 2. And I was like, all right, fuck it, boom.
Come on.
And
160 bands right now.
And I didn't even know. I'm writing all the passwords down because you know how they do the passwords. It's like it's 24 or like 18 passwords. Words, yeah. And then it's, all right, give me word 4, 7, and 16, and then you can get into your account.
Correct.
But so I wrote it down because they said don't take a picture of it because someone could break in and steal it. Wrote it down, put it in a drawer. Was not even tripping about it. I was like, I'll think about it another day. But at one point, it started shooting up, and I was like, oh shit. was like, "Where's that piece of paper?" Couldn't find that piece of paper. Fucking gone, man.
Crazy.
Gone. And I was so upset. Some people have like a whole. There's that one fool that wanted to go to a landfill. Do you ever hear about that guy?
Yeah. It was like he had like 100 bitcoins or something and lost them all in a cold wallet. He's trying to buy the landfill now so he can go look for it.
Yeah, and they keep denying him. Like the city, that they keep like, no, we're not gonna let you go in there. And someone was like, that's because that city went already in that motherfucker.
Someone got it.
Figured
You
it
already
out.
know.
Yeah, and oh man,
Now there's something. One of my homeboys at the office is actually an older guy, man. There's some. What is this? Trump News or some type of. There's some type of IPO that
Newsmax?
There we go. And he put 5 bands in it when it first popped off, and it skyrocketed. It's
Made
like
like 200.
correct now, but this is the thing. He was 75 years old. He didn't have a brokerage account, so he had to open up a brokerage account in order to do this whole thing. And basically, they're making him wait 30 days for it. So he's worried that during the 30 days that yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
old man keep walking by you at the office.
Yeah.
Him.
So, yeah, it sucks. You know, I was really hoping I was trying to hit E-Trade hard before everything today. I was like, I have a list in my phone. It was like NVIDIA, Amazon, Google.
NVIDIA, yeah.
All these different, like, my buddy Brendan, he's an accountant, and his brother is an accountant, and like, they call them blue chip stocks. And I was like, dude, that's what I'm going for. I want those things while they're dipping because they're getting hit right now with other things too. Mm-hmm. But I haven't done anything on E-Trade since COVID because during COVID, I just played with it. I put like 10 bands in and was like, okay, cool. I like Outback, so we're going to do the Outback group. We're going to do this and that. And I made, 20 bands, something like that. And then I haven't used it since. Now I had to like start it back up. Then you can't just connect it like, how like Coinbase, you can connect it to your account and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't do that with E-Trade. You got to like wire in the money and like let it sit for 24 hours on a shit. It's like, dude, the market's too up and down for me to be waiting 24 hours.
Ever since that AMC shit, when they ran AMC, they made people. It's not just E-Trade, it's Webull, it's all of them.
Yeah.
There's a process.
The game-
I took
Stop
all
shit.
my shit out of Robinhood because I had it in Robinhood.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck Robinhood.
Yeah.
They wanted to stop sales and, they didn't want to stop sales. You couldn't buy, which was crazy. They're like, you could sell your shit, but you can't
Right.
buy it. And it was like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck all that noise.
They're going to get like that at XRP at some point though too.
Yeah, that's why I even got a cool storage wallet. I took it all offline and I got my shit. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not fucking around. Mm-hmm. There was something else too I was about to say about big. Oh, it was hella funny. So there's a comedian. He just passed away back in December. Kabir Singh. He was on America's Got Talent. Hilarious, super fucking funny. Me and him used to do like all these in Silicon Valley. They give you like Twitter used to give everybody like stipends, to live, so they drive the rent up and everything like that. So all the apartment complexes now just had nothing but all these like tech nerds and tech geeks in there. So they were like, oh, for they would do entertainment too. They're like, they do what's the in like gated communities like the little town hall
Country club.
yeah,
Clubhouse.
Yeah, the clubhouse. Yeah. So they would like, all right, we're gonna do comedy night at the clubhouse on Wednesdays. And then they would hire us. And so it's like, all right, cool, fuck it. And a couple times they were like, they go, okay, do you guys want cash or we could pay you in Bitcoin? And we're like, fuck you, give us my money. You know what I'm saying? And I seen Kabir like way back when I go, dude, did you see fucking Bitcoin? He's like, dude, every fucking time I get sick to my stomach, buddy. And I'm like, yeah, because they were willing to pay us like 200 Bitcoin for the set, because the set was like maybe like a $300-$400 set. So they're like, all right, we'll give you 200 Bitcoin. And looking back on it now, that could have been those could have been the best fucking paying gigs.
You
ever.
already retired at that point.
Yeah, didn't even think. Man, it was so crazy. It was so nuts.
What is it like the PayPal mafia? Yeah. And they all lived in a house together. It was like Elon Musk, the dudes that started YouTube, like all these people. But like on the show Silicon Valley, dude, they had fucking Kid Rock play in like their backyard and shit. It was so awesome.
Yeah,
The dude who ordered a pizza with Bitcoin.
Oh yeah,
remember that? Yeah,
I don't have it. I'll give you Bitcoin. Crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
He gave like 10 Bitcoin or something.
For
Like,
pepper pizza.
yeah.
Well, he didn't have the money. Fuck it, I'll give you some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
the most expensive pizza ever.
It's crazy. Yeah, one of my best friends, Chad, he's made a shit ton of money on crypto. He runs a very successful like international furniture business. Super smart guy. Like I've been best friends with him since we were like 15. And he does he's in the oil business, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
But he's the one who really like sold me on XRP. Mm-hmm. And like I have another buddy named Jeff who Jeff's got $100 million off of Bitcoin. But like it's crazy because you can leverage Bitcoin and like where you don't even have to use it, but you can let like the banks or whatever, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. And but literally, I had Chad and then another buddy of mine who's been into XRP for like years. Both within the same 24 hours, they're like, look, if you have 10 grand that you can put into it, this can be a really like long-term play for you, but it could be a retirement thing. And I took that like a sign from God. Like these two dudes that they would never know each other, never cross paths, nothing. They both said the same exact thing. So I did it, and I got it when it was like 47 cents.
Oh yeah.
And so, bro, like, yeah, so.
Yeah, because once again too, my boy, we started looking into it, and he got it at 3 cents. And he was like, dude, you got to get on this. I was like, oh, fuck, all right, whatever. And then he left here. He was visiting me here. He was in San Diego, and he was like, I'm moving to. Oh, where you from? Carolina.
Oh, Charleston.
Yeah, he moved over there. He was like,
no way.
so he took off, and he stood here for like the 2 days before he was just gonna get on his car and bounce out. So he had his shit all set up, and he stopped because because we have been waiting. We've been holding for so long, and this is when it went to $3.80 right now, just recently, and he hit me up at the gas station, and he goes, I'm a millionaire right now. And I go, fuck, this is crazy. I was like, oh shit, it's happening. It's happening right now. And then we're fucking getting all excited. But then again, starting to come out. But it has the potential to go way, way more. And
where do you think it's going to go?
So, I mean, look, you're talking about this could be a generational thing. They say traditional monetary systems last about 100 years. The dollar has surpassed that, and you see that the dollar is, losing value over time. And so if this ends up becoming... Now, look, it might be 5 years, it might be 10 years. There's these different countries are already on board, all these different banks, Visa, MasterCard, all these different things. So, if it ends up like that, I think $1,000 a unit's pedestrian. Look, I don't fucking know, right? But, like, at the same time, it's like $1,000 to me when you look at Bitcoin's at 100 grand, $1,000. If it does all of this and it saves all this money and it's utilitarian where you can send trillions of dollars, and they're talking about getting rid of the SWIFT banking system because of all this. Bro, if it hits $1,000, I'm Scrooge McDuck, bro. Like I'm fucking, yeah. I'm like that.
Yeah. Well, because too, also like, it's pretty much, in essence, what like Ethereum and XRP are the same thing. It's just the the great thing about XRP is that it's faster. And it's in more places now, and it costs less as the gas fee. So because that was the whole point, that was the whole thing about the SEC. They found out was like when they went to court, they were talking about how the SEC went after XRP, and they're like, hey, you're not a utility. You're a stock. You're selling as a stock. So you need to be regulated. It's like no. We're a utility. We have purpose where we transfer money super fast. That's what we do. And they're like no. But then they found out when they were taking them to the court and fucking them off. There's a thing called discovery. So you got to show everything that you're fucking processing. And in discovery, they're starting to find these emails. They're starting to find all this stuff out. And they're like, hey, you guys are doing a lot of stuff with Ethereum. SEC or you guys are in a. It looks like you guys are in bed with Ethereum, and you're going after XRP to stifle them, so Ethereum get up there, so they can be Ethereum 2.0 when XRP was already fucking fine. And still, there's no improvements on Ethereum, and like you said, $1,000 is pedestrian because Ethereum is at $2,000, $3,000. I think it's $3,000 right now.
It ain't cheap.
So yeah, so it's like it's not very far fetched. People are like, oh, you can't never get to 3,000 because the market cap, and it's like you guys don't understand. There's no such thing as a market cap when you're talking about XRP because it's all about other people's money. It's not about their money.
Correct.
It's about other nations' money. So once BlackRock and once all these other companies start hopping and using it, it's like it's no longer about how much money XRP has itself as a company or Ripple has itself as a company.
Yeah.
It's about whatever government they're helping out. And bottom of the election they're talking about.
Well, yeah, now the lawsuit's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's completely done.
And so that's that. Bro.
That appeal was forever.
Yeah, it was like, what, 5 years or something?
Yeah.
But now that's done. That's huge. But there's advertisements for Ripple and XRP in Times Square in DC on the metro systems and on the subways and stuff. Like the writing's on the wall, bro. In Japan, they're starting to put real estate onto the XRP chain block or blockchain. Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Fuck. You start. Oh well, Tesla was talking about they'll take XRP. Or you can buy a car.
A
right
lot
now.
of places, Amex accepts XRP payments now.
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, bro. Like
I would never trade it right now. Cause
No,
shit,
but I
it's-
mean, I'm just saying it's coming.
It's coming.
You know what I'm saying? Whether people like it or not, that's the future, you know? And just like most people, you know, a lot of people are scared to even like, oh, well, like, nah, I've got my cat. And like a lot of people don't even want to download like Coinbase to even get a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, cool, man. Like, I think I read the statistic where it's like only like 4% of the world has
XRP.
Yeah, where it's like, dude, and by the time the masses hits it, it's too late.
Dude, yeah.
The banks have already got most of it.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to get it at this. Now it's $1,000 a unit. If you can get it, God bless.
Yeah, it's I seen a chart where it shows even the breakdown of like 0.2% own this much and and it's very small, and they're like not even like, even in most people's wallets it's like it's less than like 500 people own a certain amount. It was a really,
Like the whale, shark, different.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
saw
1%.
that.
Yeah, mindset.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so y'all done convinced me,
Bro, I tell him, dude. So I play Moneyball with it. Like I'm like Brad Pitt on Moneyball with that shit. So like, if I'm going to lunch, if I'm going to Jersey Mike's, and I'm like, okay, my lunch day is gonna be $20, and my lunch is like $16, that extra $4 goes into XRP. It might get one unit, it might get half of you, whatever. But like, over the time, like all of that kind of shit adds up, and it's small balling it until whatever.
Yeah, and it's the return on it is still good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were like, well, it's only going to go to $5.
still.
If it went to
Right.
$5, it's still a good return. It's a better interest rate than I would get at any other bank.
100%.
Or any savings, because savings you get 1% a year.
Yeah, fuck
If
that.
that,
If that.
then like, I don't trust the banks.
And yeah, it's volatile, but
Shit, everything is.
Everything is
Fucking
nowadays.
mine
Yeah.
is volatile.
Fucking eggs are volatile. Eggs are up and down this motherfucker. Speaking of Tesla, like you were talking about too, like because I was a stock too I owned, but that was another thing too. During COVID, I was like, I knew that sports betting had to come back, so I made a ton of money off William Hill. Because William Hill, I bought like $1, and then I sold like at $10 because I was just throwing bands in there too, just saying fuck it, let's see. It has to come back. Like sports is not gonna go away, and gambling's not gonna go away. But and Tesla, about Tesla, but also too, it trips me out that people are fucking up Tesla cars out here.
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
to me it's humorous, like in a way. Well, hey, it's not funny to fuck up people's
It's
shit.
not funny if you got one.
It's not funny to fuck up people's shit.
No, hell
no.
no.
But my point being is, it's funny because the people that are acting like such little bitches about this are the ones that were like, oh, we need to all be driving electric cars and this and this and this. It's all like liberal bullshit, and then it's like, but let me go set this fucking electric car on fire, which an electrical fire is different, than a normal fire. You know, you gotta. It's a lot worse for the environment if you really want to get down to all that shit.
Come
on,
battery in there that's gonna fucking explode.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
See, but it just shows, like, dude, there's just not enough people being told that they're losers now. Like, it's unbelievable to me. It's like, dude, like, you really are butthurt because someone's driving a fucking car, dude?
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out
And
here.
they, and they don't know the owner no way. So if you really mad at Elon, like it's not like he already got his money, and on top of that, they ain't got shit to do with that.
Well, bro, wait till the insurance cuts a check and then he gets more money. You're a
Correct.
fucking retard. Like,
Or might have been doing him a favor if he was upside down. In the
Right.
car.
Yeah.
He might have been like, please burn this motherfucker.
but my thing is this, like, I don't hide it. Like, I hated Joe Biden, right? I think he's the worst fucking president we've ever had, right? But I wasn't going around and
Kicking down signs.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about
doing
that sore
different
loser.
shit.
Sore
Yeah.
loser, worst winner.
Yeah.
you know, and they always, we're the loving, tolerant left, but they're not, dude. They're fucking lunatics, bro.
Yeah.
You talk about, like, I mean, in any different aspect, I mean, you can go
Yeah, you
down
took
any
your
avenue.
ass whooping and just chopped it up.
Right.
you didn't go burn
Well,
nobody.
but that's why, dude, that's why a lot of, like, most people that have common sense and just want to be left alone flipped over to Trump because, like, even, like, people like Elon, RFK, Tulsi, all of them were Democrats. Trump was a Democrat for the longest time, but, I mean, we've gotten to a point where it's gotten so fucking crazy that everyone's like, I don't think a guy can have a kid. You know, I got kids now. I don't want to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? It's just we've reached a point of lunacy. And, like, it gets back to the point, like, we need to make bullying back. We need to bring it back and, like, start stuffing people in fucking lockers and stuff, dude. The world was a better place.
That's some of my best ass whoopings during hazing at the University of Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like some of these people, like, like I go back to, like, we got a gay pride month. Like, bro, that's great that you're gay, right? No one, I don't. It's 2025. We're halfway there. No one cares about anyone being gay. The biggest thing though is like they don't want that shit taught to kids, right? And I don't see anything wrong with that. Kids don't need to be sexualized, but what they're trying to do eventually is they're going to lump pedophiles onto the alphabet train, right? And that's where they're going with it.
Yeah, no, I was just shocked that like, you know, that they doxed him as well too. Like someone was like, "Hey, you guys, we're gonna until you sell your car, we're putting out your address, and when you do sell your car, we need to see proof that you did." And it's like, who the fuck are you guys to be selling people that making to terrorize people and to sell their stuff that they worked hard and earned for?
And a lot of people I know had other cars too, like the Tesla and it's something else, or it ain't their only car.
Well, but they want to talk like all this shit like Nazi and fascist and stuff, and like most of these people don't even fucking know what those words mean. But yeah, you're putting out people's addresses, like
that's
doing different things like that. Like, bro, what do you think like the brown coats and shit did, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would talk about fascism. You're over here fucking with someone because of their car. Yeah. Maybe they got that car because at the time they got a good deal and they got incentives and tax breaks for getting an electric vehicle.
Which Tesla obviously does, or 0% interest and all that shit too.
I saw a video of this woman and she was very hippie, liberal in Spokane, Washington. Some sped up, went around her, slammed on the brakes. She almost rear-ended him. Got out of his car and she like, you know, rolled down. I would have rolled down the window like, "What's up, bro?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
holler at me.
Yeah, but she rolled down the window. She was like, "I bought this car 4 years ago. We're trying to save the planet and do all this stuff." He's like, "You need to sell it now." Like, I was like, "Bro, get out of here. You guys are lunatics."
Also, too, like someone like you said too, like how they bought the car 4 years ago, or even someone buying the car because they're an Uber driver and it saves on gas, and it's like,
come on, you ain't feeding my family at the end of the day, or helping me at the gas pump.
Right,
get out of here, man.
So it's insane, and then for most of the liberals, I guess, to know that, you know, it has a camera.
It has
the place.
Multiple cameras,
The
best. The best cameras for real.
And even if that guy tried to jump in front of her, it's gonna stop itself. I'm gonna hit you no way.
Yeah,
this shit fucking stop.
Well, that's like the dude that tried to. I won't even go down the conspiracy path about like, you know, like with they can self-drive and shit too.
Yes.
So you remember when the Cybertruck pulled up in front of Trump and then it blew up?
Yeah.
They think that the dude was already dead, like when he was in the thing. He had already whatever. But dude, it blew up and it didn't do nothing because they're like, it's bulletproof.
Yeah,
bro. So that's how you know too. Like this dude, like he was like a decorated like military vet and all that. Bro, these people know that kind of shit, dude. That's why I think he was already dead. They were trying to make him look like a patsy, whatever. Okay. But yeah, it's like, dude,
it's funny, and I love a good conspiracy theory too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll with it.
Well, we're just running out of ones to be right about at this point. But it's
the same concept. If it's bulletproof on the outside, you can't get in. Right. Then I can't get out either.
Well, dude, and they've got cameras inside the thing, so we can see that like the dude was not moving or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, crazy,
bro.
Yeah, it's great.
My Uber driver the other day, I was coming back. It was after we went to Nelly. So we went after Nelly. We went to the Pepper Mill, and we're there. You know, I ended up staying till like 9 a.m, getting breakfast, and then going home. And my Uber driver picked me up in a Tesla. You know, when I'm in the back seat of an Uber, I typically don't wear a seatbelt, especially, you know, Pepper Mill's like a quarter of a mile from my house. I couldn't walk home, you know, and he was like, "Can you put on your seatbelt because this thing dings me if you don't, because like it can sense and all this different." I'm like, "Yeah, too big brothery for me, bro." But whatever. Yeah, but they get discounts of the same thing too.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
So, but yeah, like you said, if you're driving Uber, you save some serious coin on that.
On that thing, yeah, and it's like, hey, this is my work office, pretty much. It's not something that I made a political stance on,
right?
Because that's the thing too. It's like, I'm just like, we live in a crazy, weird time where it's like people, they can talk themselves into justifying anything that they do.
Yeah, and they want to politicize everything. Everything doesn't have to be political.
No, that's another thing too. Yeah, it's funny, man, because all I want to do is just live and talk shit and be silly.
Yeah,
and it's hard to even do that.
You're the wrong generation, bro.
Yeah, man. I was like,
wrong generation.
And they're so soft and get so butthurt so easily, dude. Like, I can't even imagine being a comic because, like, comedy was like the last frontier.
You were
safe
haven.
Yeah, because I can remember during COVID, you know, people, you know, talking about the vaccine and masking and stuff, and people were getting like, because I know with Brady, comedians were like getting like not like kind of like blacklisted and doing different things, and like audiences were kind of like different.
They're like, you're a super, like, you know, if you're doing comedy sometimes too, they're like, you're a super spreader. You we can't be having people out right now and and it's like, or there would be like, yeah, vaxxer. Like that was another thing too. Like there's a lot of comedy clubs that weren't letting you work their comedy club because you didn't get vaxxed. So like a lot of comics
which
were
is
like
discrimination.
Yeah, a lot of comics were like, well, I'm not.
Shit, Raider Stadium, you couldn't see a game unless you was vaxxed.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you had to put it on the shit. I'm like, man, fuck, dude. And then it was funny because I used to have this joke. I go, because I didn't really care about vaccinations at that time. I was like, whatever. I was like, I don't care. I'm Mexican. I love shots. I was like, give me two. But now I'm like, oh fuck. Like I still have foggy brain. I don't have as much lung capacity as I used to have. There's like little complications here and there that I notice, you know, and it's not. And people try to say, oh, that's because it's age, and it's like, no, there's a definition, or like you could really feel like when you're at age and you're slipping.
Correct.
But
and motherfucker, I ain't old.
Yeah,
I ain't old to be having this.
There's great.
Like, goddamn, motherfucker.
A lot of these.
I'm not 80.
Oh, yeah, I'm not Alzheimer's now.
Yeah. Like my mama's 74. She ain't got foggy brain. How the fuck I got it? So you know something is up to the point.
Yeah.
A lot of these losers used like stuff like the vaccine and stuff as like hills to die on. Though it was like they were like virtue signaling. It would be like, oh, I saw this guy, man. I fucking was clowning this guy so bad. It was like still like it was like they had just like started giving out like cards and shit, and you want to talk about like Nazis. Let me see your papers.
Yeah.
This guy like got onto a plane and he's like, oh, he's wearing like 4 masks. Like, I have my vaccine card and I got my booster card and all this, and I was just like, gay.
You yelled it out.
I can't help it. Like,
What did the passenger say?
dude, there was only like 4 other people on the plane. I was going from Colorado Springs to Colorado.
Okay, yeah.
The flight attendant loved it. She thought it was funny.
Imagine how annoying their job was. With all the protocol and shit. Like,
People come by, your mask is down.
Yeah, like come on. I mean, and even if you don't believe in it, it's you know, what can you do? It's a procedure, right?
Yeah.
Like hospitals and flight attendants.
But it's
first
crazy.
responders.
So many people used all of that stuff. It was like their little ounce of power, and it was
Correct.
like they abused the shit out of it. And that was to me really eye opening, because you could see like different people, like you'd be at the grocery store and someone try to be like, sir, you need to put your mask up. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I'll drop you.
Totally. And the other flip side to it too was, man, you know, like obviously I'm in the restaurant business and stuff like that, like cleanliness and just, like so many people don't want to admit, man, if y'all motherfuckers would just wash your ass and wash your hands and just be clean, like a lot of this shit could have been avoided just with a hand, like just the basic sanitary. Don't even worry about the mask. You know, that's the least of my worries. Wash your ass.
You know what makes me crazy? Or not makes me crazy, but just like it's just crazy to see. Or it's like the retrospect stuff. Like people are like, especially like getting mad at Trump and how he's like the one interview. She's like, "Why do you keep saying from China?" He's like, "Because that's where it comes from."
Yeah,
from China. Yeah, China. He's like, "China. It's the China flu." She's like, "Are you saying it because I'm Asian?" He's like, "Nope, I'm just saying it because it's from China." And the whole thing was like, he's a racist, and then later on it comes out like, oh yeah, it was
again.
It was in a lab and it was leaked out of a Chinese lab, and then it's like, oh, and it's so funny that we have that proof, but it doesn't get as blasted as that interview.
Correct.
I quote that interview because I
right. It's easy to find. Everybody knows it.
But the retraction of it all, yeah, no, it's like if you're hearing it from me right now, you're probably like, that's a lie, and you're never gonna look it up if someone's gonna listen to this. But if you go look it up, you're like, oh, they did admit it last year or a year after, but when it wasn't even in his administration, so you can't say that
how did they get out?
Huh?
So monkey.
It was what they were doing is they were using taxpayer. It was Fauci and Bill Gates and Obama was involved, and like, I mean, there's a fucking picture of Bill Gates, Fauci, and I want to say Obama like walking through the Wuhan lab. But what they were doing is they have these like dark projects that they're working on. And I mean, dude, like they did that shit on purpose. They released it on purpose so they could change. If you remember, we went to have mail-in voting, which, this and that. So they changed the way you vote. They did all this different shit. And it's like our economy at the time, too, remember, was crushing it. We were shitting on China. And then all of a sudden, a virus comes, which also, too, they used the media and different things to overplay it. I mean, look at some of the stuff. If you look back at it now, some of the shit like, stand 6 feet apart, walk this way, and then you remember the stupid fucking arrows on the grocery store floor?
Yeah.
God, dude, like if people like they lived their lives by that, bro. And you still see people wearing masks, and I'm like, bro, you are a fucking loser. Like that's I can't like
crazy to think back. Like I totally forgot about the arrows on the grocery store. You can only go up aisle 5, and you had to
Yeah.
come down aisle 6.
Yeah.
and because you couldn't pass anybody, so it's like all one direction, one way. Totally forgot about that. I remember when I was being in Arizona doing stand up, like a little bit after COVID, and but I was I would have the mask because I come from California, and I remember like I had it on, and someone was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "You guys don't require a mask here?" They're like, "We're a red state. We're Arizona. Take that off." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm fucking down. I'm down, man." I was like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, I just got the plane.
Shit.
Give me a break.
But isn't that crazy?
It was
Right,
just off the plane.
literally,
Yeah.
but that's-
Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah.
The red states versus blue states, and that was like, and you don't want to like make it political, but it's like, dude, these libs, it was like they like, man, like they would live and die by this shit. But then you would have like California, the most liberal state, fucking Newsom's up at French Laundry dropping like 6 bands on a dinner, and then just like laughs in people's faces like, oh, well, I got caught. Sorry about it. God bless. Like,
Was it Nancy Pelosi that got caught with that doing
get
her
the
hair?
hair, yeah.
Yeah, and then and then I think they did they go after that salon lady because it wasn't
In
even
Dallas.
Yeah, they were like they
She released the footage or whatever. Them.
yeah, and then they were like,
Oh.
they tear down her business or something like that, or like
Something.
So
Something
they,
there.
so the one in San Fran where Pelosi was, yeah, they like went after her. There was a woman that ran a salon in Dallas that they like shut her business down and they like put her in jail for I don't know how long. She ran for a seat in either Congress or Senate and won.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't know that. That's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah. But isn't all of it? I mean, dude, it's crazy. I remember, bro, they were fucking like putting sand in the skate park on Venice Beach boardwalk and like putting shit over the basketball hoops so you couldn't go outside and play basketball. Like they had cops roaming beaches and shit. Like, bro, what the fuck planet were we on?
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because it's like I have views that they don't all line up with the party line, and I just don't like the fact that if you don't go with whatever party line that you're in, it's like oh, so like you're the enemy or da 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 da. And it's like yeah, man, I guess I'm the enemy. Like I didn't do anything wrong. Like
Right, you just want to live.
I don't care what women do with their bodies. Do whatever the fuck you want. I was like, all I want to do is be able to buy milk and a house soon.
Right.
I was like,
Right. I think that's most people, though. Most people just want to be left alone. Like, and yeah, and be able to afford to do shit.
Yeah.
Beyond that, like, dude, if you want to go lop your dick off and become a woman, God bless, what the fuck do I care?
Right.
Right? Why do I don't
just don't
care.
make a book about it and a coloring book to give it to my kids.
Right.
That point.
Yeah.
Not asking a whole lot.
Not at all.
But it's just interesting, man. Now that in retrospect too, because we're 4 years or 5 years removed from it now.
Yeah, it's
from
crazy.
the beginning of it, but obviously not the tail end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I hope that it was an eye opener for people. I don't think that would ever work again. I don't think people will accept it. You would have to, for me, you would have to be scooping up bodies off the fucking pavement in hazmat suits before I would even consider believing. Even then, I would be, oh, this is some like movie shit. Nah.
Yeah.
Because that was my big thing too. Okay, we got to do all this shit, right? We can't be out at the beach. We can't go play basketball. We got to follow these stupid fucking arrows at the grocery store. What about the homeless dude out there that's taking a shit on the sidewalk and shooting up? He's cool. He's immune. Cool.
He got more freedom than us
Yeah.
at that point.
What comic said they go no? I can't remember. They were like no NFL player got COVID during the playoffs.
Literally.
Yeah.
They did.
Well, I can tell you firsthand what they were doing because the NFL was, like a propaganda arm if you want to get down to brass tacks. Like, oh, they ran all these vaccine campaigns, this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. But what they were doing is they were making the fringe roster guys take the shots and stuff. And the guys like, I remember DeAndre Hopkins like, bro, I got $100 million in the bank. I'm not taking that shit. Aaron Rodgers, fuck you. I'm not taking that.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, yeah, like you were talking about, there's side effects and stuff now. And like people want to, oh no, but this, stop making excuses, dude. There wasn't enough time for them to really, really, really test that kind of shit. They rolled that shit out. Mm-hmm. The companies fucking were given blanket immunity because you remember when they were like, oh, we got to hide the data for 75 years or something like that. Or it was some crazy like
the JFK files.
Yeah, exactly.
lock them up.
But it's like, bro, why do you need to hide the results for that amount of time? If this is really doing good, why isn't it like, okay, cool.
Show your card.
Like you should know. Yeah, you should know. Okay, cool. I took this and I got better. Mm-hmm. Period. That's what it was. I can remember like when we were growing up, like Yeah, I mean, look, you couldn't fucking pay me to get a flu shot now, but like you would get the flu shot, you have the flu for a day, and then you were cool.
You know what's funny though too, man. It's like we were saying, like 5 years or like 4 years removed from it. And I thought once we got out of it, it was gonna be like an eye opener and we'll learn something. But we went right back, and even worse, I feel, to what we were doing. Like, it was great. It was crazy because everyone had to stay inside. I mean, the oceans were getting cleaner, and they had, like, the little plankton was, like, coming back to California that hadn't been there in years and glowing and shit. And, you know, there was no road rage. Everyone was with their families. They found out, you know, hey, I should be with my kids more than be at work. And, you know, like, just, like, eye-opening. And then all of a sudden, as soon as they were like, you guys can go back to eating inside at restaurants, they're like, fuck everybody. Get out of my way. Yeah. I can't stand you. You're not, if you don't believe what I believe, you're a piece of shit. And it was like, fuck, man, we didn't learn a fucking thing. And then I got to the point now where it's like I don't really go out. I don't really want to go outside and deal with people. One of my biggest pet peeves. There's two.
Blind spot.
The whole, like when they stop about a whole car length in front or behind a car at a stoplight. And it's like, dude, I could fit a whole nother car right there. And then, or they'll do it. But when you're in a turning lane, it's like, I need to turn, and you're so far back. Move up so I can go around you and get into that turning lane and go where I need to go. But you guys are, and then the lights takes fucking forever. So when the lights finally go green, everyone fucking takes their sweet ass time to accelerate and go through. And now it's red again, and we're at the longest fucking red lights in Las Vegas.
So I've got multiple beefs with.
Drew's like, that's all you got? I'm ready.
Oh, bro,
I'm ready.
That's lightweight shit.
Oh, dude, I thought California had the worst drivers. We have the worst because we get a lot of California, but the biggest thing, you know what I'm gonna say. These fucking assholes out here that drive around with no license plates, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, it pisses me off. Because, bro, for me to renew my license plate, it's just like $1,300, bro. And you got this fucking prick. Remember we were going downtown that one night? And the dude fucking... Yeah. We were sitting there. We were in the left lane. This dude comes dipping out. And he was in like a Charger. No license plate. I was like, bro, he's about to smash into this car. Dude fucking jumps in front of... The car in front of us had like the same distance. Pulls up, and I mean, bro, he misses clip in the car from this much. Goes like this. Dude, a federal marshal was chasing this dude.
Oh,
like,
shit.
It was like that. Like, dude, just nonsense.
Yeah.
And I got rear-ended by a dude. He didn't have a real license plate, and then it turns out, like, you know, the temp tags were fake and all this shit.
Oh,
dude,
no.
he hit someone else when he was dipping out because he fled the scene.
Uh-huh.
I had to do my own detective work because... Metro was like, oh, hit and runs in Vegas are up 400%.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you get pulled over now, they start checking your VIN number.
Oh, really?
I got pulled over about a month ago. Thank God he didn't give me a ticket. But he checked the license, checked the registration, then he went around, checked the VIN number to make sure that VIN matched everything matched up.
Wow.
I mean, obviously would have pulled it up on the computer,
Yeah.
but just to walk him to go see, making sure that the VIN. I've never had a police officer do that. Check the VIN before they went back to the.
Remember?
Just because to your point,
Yeah.
could have been another plate on a car, could have been a stolen car, could have been a fake VIN.
Well, they steal plates out
That's
here
what
too.
I'm saying.
Yeah, you're talking about like the hit and runs. My wife's daughter happened to her hit and run, and I was like, did you guys catch her in lights? And then they're like, no, we just got the make and model, and then the cop even told them like, I wouldn't bet like we'd find them or anything like that. They're up 400%. Exactly what he said to the cop said it, and I was like, that's fuck that you could just hit and run in this city and it's okay. Fuck it, bounce.
It was, man, and
you have better chances.
It's unbelievable. You know the police officer that got killed by the drunk driver. This dude, like, he had stopped the driver maybe like 5 months prior, and the guy didn't have plates and all that. And like, what they should do is fucking impound your car. You get stopped without a plate, cool. You don't get it back until then. But dude, the guy that hit him and killed him in DUI, he had stopped him 5 months earlier. There's footage of it. Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. Oh, that's
Man,
some fucking Twilight shit.
When I got rear-ended, bro, so it's like kind of funny. I was
Twilight Zone shit, I meant to say.
This was either, I guess it might have been 2 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago. You came to office right after.
Yeah, it was on Cinco de Mayo. I remember that. But
Yeah.
it was on Joe Brown and Desert Inn. It was right by that
I think
7-Eleven.
your dad was with you or something.
Yeah, no, he came out and then I was on the phone with the 49ers pitching a client, and I'm leaving a voicemail, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm stopped, still red line. I'm like, motherfucker, dude. Dude, my phone's like still on. I jumped out of the car. I was like, pull in the parking lot, motherfucker, dude. And this kid, He pulls in. He's bro. I mean,
Shit is
it turns out he was like 17, underage, but he definitely looked drunk or stoned or something. And I was, bro, I always got something on me. Whether I got concealed carry, I carry knives, all
Whatever,
those.
ready to go.
I jumped out. And I'm like, motherfucker. And he's like, oh, like yeah, about the business pits. He was like, oh, let me just get my insurance from the car. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I got my phone out. And I snapped a picture of his little bullshit little like DMV thing. Dude bones out, hits another car on the way out, and then he tries to turn, and the cars were coming through because they're green, and clips a car like that. And kept going.
Fuck no.
Oh shit!
I had to-
Damn, this was that level hit and run.
Bro, it was three cars.
Jesus Christ!
And I had to fucking go do my own detective work and like press and like do different. And then I'm the one that found him.
You found him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause dude, we pressed them.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, dude, like I had different addresses, like you know what I'm saying? Like we
Not
pressed
to
them.
mention, you got 3 witnesses that all got hit right there.
And yeah,
They were ready to go.
there was a guy. He was in a wheelchair. He was waiting for because if you're in a wheelchair, you have to have like a wheelchair accessible Uber pick you up.
Yeah.
He was like, I saw the whole thing, brother.
Damn, everything happened on that goddamn corner. There was a pregnant lady. She was eating fire.
Don't you wish sometimes? I mean, obviously we both car fanatics, right? But don't you wish sometimes like we had either enough bankroll or just a car where like if that happened with the right car? And fuck you, I'm gonna chase your ass and I'm gonna ram your ass.
Get you out of the car. And stomp you out.
I mean, you're not gonna do it in the 7,
Right.
At least not that. You don't want to damage the car more. But like fuck you gonna chase. I'm gonna chase your ass too.
Yeah.
Let XRP hit, and I'm gonna have one of those boom buggies. And I'm driving around like it's fucking Mad Max out here and fucking someone up.
Just imagine how that shit would shock you. Okay, your ass want to run? Watch this shit. I'm
Yeah,
fucking jam
click,
your
click,
ass
boom,
up.
motherfucker.
100%.
I would go, man. Like you said, the XRP hit, man. I'd be like, well, I would move, man. I'd be so secluded. I'd be that guy. Like I would go and find a nice little fucking woodsy
But
area.
see, this is the beautiful part about like stuff like this, right? You can have and please go do that. That's what you're passionate about. But for the safety thing of it, number one, nobody has to know.
Yeah.
And then number two, it's not like you're rich and famous. You're just really rich. Now, obviously, you pull up in a Phantom or something, or you go take a helicopter to the car. Like, they're gonna know, right? But just
If you just show up in a Batman costume.
there will be signs that I'm rich. I won't tell you, but so there'll be signs. But that's the beautiful part. Like a famous person could be dead broke, and you still think, well, shit, that's a famous person. I mean, imagine Mike Tyson. I mean, I imagine the type of money he had. I mean, not to say he's broke now, but just the level of like
He got it all back.
He did, but nobody's ever gonna think that you're on hard times.
Yeah,
they're not gonna understand that. So you can't keep a secret. But I mean, if you want to haul ass, brother, I'm gonna miss you.
No, yeah.
XRP hits, I'm gonna be a white Rick James out there.
Yeah.
Know me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, because it's like I say, it's one of those things. Like if you're rich that way, I feel it's a lot.
Yeah, no, I miss seasons, man. I miss like greenery. Like I was back in, like I said, I was in California. I was back home in Sacramento, and it's springtime right now, and it's like fuck yeah, and then the fall is even awesome in Sac. And I've never been in Boston's fall. I hear that it's beautiful out there during the fall.
I've never
time.
been.
Yeah, I hear it's really nice. So
I'm with Christmas, I know, yeah. But I'm pretty East Coast. I mean, you can't really. At least you get the leaves to change in. October, October, early November is a beautiful time.
Yeah.
At least like Virginia area, DC, it's a beautiful time, man. Because it's not too much snow, if any, cool enough. But you're getting the leaves changing. It's just a lot of cool.
My wife's always talking about she wants to go to New Hampshire, Connecticut.
Yeah,
She was like Connecticut's so good,
Nah,
but she watches all that fucking
Yeah, if you like that whole East
buy
Coast
houses and shit, flipping out the
yeah,
woods
yeah.
that shows those.
Oh,
fucking-
I know, $1 Million Dream House or whatever.
some shit like that. She likes watching those things. So I'll come in and she's like,
Okay, so if y'all had to split up the year, how would y'all do it? So obviously it's basically 4 quarters, or break it down like that. How would you split up your year?
Where would you go?
And you don't have to pick 4. You can say I'm just going 1 or 2. But like me, I kind of have my 4 quarter different season. What would you do? And where would you call home base?
fuck, Tahoe. I call Tahoe home base.
Okay.
And then
The other 3, or what you doing? Got 3 other spots.
3 other spots. I would go Tahoe, and then I probably San Luis Obispo area.
Beautiful.
Boom, and then also to somewhere in the East Coast, to Connecticut. I think I do those 3. I think there should be 3.
Okay, Drew.
Well, when XRP hits, I think about that shit all the
Yeah,
time.
he's smiling.
He was like, "I've been waiting for you to ask me."
So yeah, same thing. I want a lake house in Tahoe.
Yeah.
I want my main residence out here in Henderson.
Okay.
Guard gated, obviously. You know what I mean. A house and some property and some land in Charleston, and then I would like a lake house in Wisconsin.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah,
I'll just split it all. However, flip a coin one day. Maybe I go to Charleston for 3 weeks, and then I go cool it, and fish in Wisconsin for 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
come back here and go nuts.
I agree with you too. Now I think like from our fourth place, I would be like in the hills on Henderson right there,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, fuck yeah. But what about you?
All right, so home base Vegas. They do anywhere. Summerlin, Henderson. I mean, home base Vegas, and then I probably would do 2 more. But I do 1 quarter in Colombia.
Oh shit!
Actually, I do 4. Yeah, you go anywhere in the world.
Oh fuck! Then I go to Italy.
Yeah, you go anywhere in the world. You can show your plan, but I would do home base here. Home base here, 1 quarter in Colombia. Actually, would do 1 quarter in like Guadalajara, that whole area, Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara,
Yeah.
that area, and then I do one. What I got? Henderson, Columbia, Port. I got 1 more quarter. I split that last quarter, but I just do like rentals between New York and Miami. So I would split Q4, Christmas time. It's a beautiful time in New York. I do Miami a little bit, and then Christmas time, New York. Right?
Yeah.
Basically, just rent a penthouse, whatever.
Yep.
Some of these places, right? Even if you got the money, I get it. But I mean, it's like you can get just like California. I would never really buy in Cali again. You want to go to San Diego? Just rent a nice place for a month.
Or a couple months.
Right,
whatever, yeah.
right, exactly. But to live there, I don't really see the appeal. And I've lived in San Diego for 8 years. I mean, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's home base for you, so that's a little different.
No, I'm not San Diego. I'm Sacramento. I'm
Right,
Northern
you know what I'm saying?
California.
But Cali.
Yeah, yeah.
Cali's home base, so that makes sense if you're from there. But like my boys that love LA and stuff like that, man, I just go get a badass Airbnb and just hang out. And
Yeah.
When I want to come see you or whatever and stuff like that.
Well, the state property
It's
taxes
just not
and the
worth
tax.
it, man. It's
Yeah.
just not worth it.
But I do like San Luis Obispo.
Now in Vegas, man, I mean, I like, obviously to Drew's point, I like the Henderson area, but I like the spots in Henderson that don't have the HOA. Like get the nice lots.
Yeah.
I don't really want to be in a community. Believe it or not, man, I don't know. I found this place just on a humbug, man. I used to have a storage unit a couple years ago. Like I had so many shoes and clothes just for storage. It was on Oakey in Charleston. It was kind of in the hood area actually, but if you keep going down that street, down Oakey,
I know
there is some shit there. There's one house this dude's been building for about 3 years. This shit looks like a museum, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know whose house it is. It's been under construction for 3 years and he's still not finished. But literally, if I take you guys by it, I'll take you by it. It's just like crazy. It looks like a museum. It literally does, man.
There's a lot of them over there.
Yeah,
You just got to put a tall fence on it.
I don't know, and he does. I don't know what this area is called, but it's like Oakey and Sahara, Oakey and Durango, like all that little area over there. It's like so Sahara's here, Charleston's here, and Oakey's right there.
Yeah.
And it's all
There's
these
a lot of them over there.
these mini mansions. Right?
That's where old Vegas,
Correct.
like, because if you go on the other side of the
Meadows.
strip and stuff, that's where Wayne Newton's estate is out over
Right.
there. And
Yeah.
bro, like,
Yeah.
and that's in the middle of like, it's like in
Sunset Silverado Ranch area. But it's like, to your point, here's a red light and there's Wayne Newton.
right.
It's like it's not a community or nothing.
Yeah, put some 30-foot walls on that shit.
yeah.
We're cool.
Fuck, yeah, right.
And then you got so much land. Even if you hop the wall, motherfucker, you got 2 acres, 3 acres where you can get to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're not getting to the front door. So it's just like it's not like you hop the fence and you in my bedroom. It's just so much land, man.
I'm gonna trade San Luis Obispo for Lake Como in Italy.
Do a thing, man.
That fucking. You ever see Lake Como?
I
You ever
have
see?
my boys to tell you. He always talks, but he loves it.
Dude, it's so. I was traveling when I was younger, about 18, 19, and I was on a train. I was leaving Rome, and I was going to Switzerland, and I was like, I was about to pass out because I was like, I'm tired because I've been up all night, fucking around, and we were going through Lake Como, and I was just like, dude, this place is beautiful. I was like, it looks like computer generated, and I was like, I was about to fall asleep, and I couldn't, and I was like, I just gotta keep my eyes open. I said, fuck it, I got off, because that was a great thing about traveling by myself. I was like, fuck it, if I see someplace nice, I'm gonna just kick it. I just stood there for like 3-4 days out of my whole like itinerary that I was supposed to be like on this road to getting to work or getting back. Because what I would do when I went out there to Europe, I landed in London and I did it in sections. I like the first 2 weeks I did Western Europe, and then I went back up, and then I came back to London, set everything down. And I did Central, and then I did Eastern. But that was the best. And Italy's food is great. The people are awesome, and that fucking it's the shit. And so Lake Como is definitely on the fucking on that shit.
I
XRP,
just feel like man, like traveling and just that level of exposure, man. You can read shit in the book, but it's a whole nother level, man.
Yeah.
And then honestly, like especially with just like a family, it's just different thing, like culture. Just you talking about level of respect, or just it's a whole nother level, man. When you expose the world culture or just different areas, like he and I, like we talk about, we both from the South, you know, that Southern hospitality. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Just a certain level of respect, right? Not to say we're perfect, but it's just a different. It's just a different vibe, you know what I'm saying? When you go to these other places, you bring that with you, and it's recognizable. You can just tell right away. Yeah. You know, like, you know, everybody has their own little right, and until you can go there, I think because people don't travel, they don't have that respect. It's almost like you can tell who got their ass whooped before, right? Yeah. Because they carry themselves like because they know they got their ass whooped, and maybe they've given out some ass whoopings, but they're more respectful because you know they know that hey, this is the proper protocol. It's how you treat people.
Love traveling.
As someone that hates flying, I wish that the one thing that I really wish America would get on board with, and that California has been robbing people for, is
train.
Yeah, high-speed train, bro.
Japan got that figured out like a metaphor.
Japan, Europe. I mean, dude, like you can literally hop on and like you can go all over Europe on that, and those trains are nice too.
Correct.
Yeah.
And like, bro, I would pay. You know, like you can get work done, bro. You can do all types of. You be on the phone doing shit like.
And us three, you know, shit, there might be 5 destinations before I hit my destination. Like me,
right.
like a train. Like you could do 5 shows before you get to your main show.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's more affordable now to do that.
Yeah,
you get off at every stop as many people as we know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you're talking like so. If it was like, if there was a train from like Vegas to Chicago, along the way you stop Milwaukee, you can stop different Salt Lake City, whatever, and like, dude, like, there
was a big conspiracy theory too about that back in the day, especially with that because of LA traffic, how they had to deal with the car companies. They were like, we're not going to make a good public transportation, so you can sell more cars, and now they fuck themselves.
You already know.
It's true.
Yeah, no.
It's they used to have like. There's like all these articles from like the old newspapers and stuff. LA used to have a crazy train system, and they like, you know, filled in like all the rails and all that, and because they wanted to buy vehicles.
Buy vehicles and more cars. Yeah. Where are we at right now, Nick?
You're at 54 minutes.
Boom, let's end this one. Let's try to get another one.
Yeah.